very much. Thank you very much, Wamaida. I hope by that brief introduction, we understand who we are. We also understand about our ladies. So I would love to give this opportunity to the Reinvent ladies to introduce themselves and also to tell us briefly what they have been working on so that we can know and get to acquaint with them. I would like to start with Miss Diana Asubila. Miss Diana Asubila, please switch on a video so that we can see you and also your microphone so that we can hear you. Please introduce yourself. Thank you.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Diana Rachel, a student at Maseno University taking Bachelor in Science, Information Technology. We had been working with Stella on an online food ordering system. Yeah, that was a project. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And since Stella is there, please go ahead, Stella, and introduce yourself.
Okay, good morning. My name is Stella Okwama. I and Diana, we are in the same class, but I take Bachelor of Science, Computer Science. And we have been working on an online ordering food system, and it was really nice to learn AI and how we can apply it in the food industry. Thank you.
Absolutely amazing. Thank you. And those are our first students of the Reinvent program who use artificial intelligence to improve the industry of food. All right, so we'll have our second introduction. Miss Evelyn Kahungu. Evelyn Kahungu, I don't know if she'll be joining us. Evelyn, allow me to introduce her to you on her behalf, who works for the Al Jazeera. And this particular moment, she's in Rwanda covering an item. So Evelyn has been our student and diligently attended each and every class. One of her concepts and projects she worked on was how to bring out truthful news, how to disseminate, how to choose what is true and what is fake using artificial intelligence. Evelyn, wherever you are, we hope that you're going to get this message. We appreciate you and we love you. And we appreciate you being part of the Reinvent program. The next lady I'm going to let her introduce herself, is Grace Nyawera. Grace Nyawera, please go ahead and introduce yourself.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Grace Nyawera. I am a student and a freelancer. On Reinvent program, I attempted a project on chicken diseases detection using computer vision. Thank you and welcome.
Thank you, Grace. Grace was one of the students who came up with a pretty interesting project about how to detect chicken behavior. Who would have ever thought about that? When they get ill, when their temperatures change, etc., just by the use of artificial intelligence. Well, in Grace, we are humbled to have you into the program. Isabel would be our next student who will introduce herself. Isabel, please go ahead.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Isabel Jetto, and I'm currently a freelancer. I did a project on a facial recognition attendance system for educational institutions that will ensure that the security of information and the physical properties in the institutions are secured and maintained safely. Thank you.
Thank you, Isabel. Isabel is learning how to capture us. If you were a student like me, you know you Skype classes at some point, right? Isabel is trying to curb that by making sure that students can be monitored virtually, both virtually and physically using computer vision. Well in, Isabel, and we are proud to have you at TechMindset Reinvent program. Let us hear from Dr. Lucy. Dr. Lucy, please introduce yourself.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dr. Lucy Manyara. I am an eye specialist and a lecturer in one of the colleges in Nairobi. So in this training, the Reinvent program, I undertook a project where I wanted to try and reduce maternal and infant deaths due to malaria. Thank you and welcome.
Thank you, Dr. Thank you, Dr. Lucy. Dr. Lucy is doing such remarkable work in the space of artificial intelligence where she's using a concept to save maternal and infant deaths by detecting malaria at its early stages. Thank you very much, Dr. We need you for the future. And finally, let us have Mrs. Mumbua Wambua. Please go ahead and introduce yourself. Ms. Ruth Mumbua, are you there? Are you able to speak?
Yes, I'm here. Sorry about that. My name is Ruth Wambua Jackson. I'm a HR officer. In the Reinvent program, I came up with a program of automating the HR process through AI to make it easier for the human resource management. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Ruth Mumbua. Changing the human resource management system by creating ways in how recruitment processes can be automated using artificial intelligence. Thank you, Mumbua. We want to change and also revamp the HR sector so that we can have quality and well-being, and of course we can apply equality in the human resource sector. And you have started in. I'm sure we're going to have many people follow into your footsteps. So thank you very much. The students of Reinvent, as you can see, the beautiful faces, very determined women. They are the future. They are ambitious. They are driven. They are enterprising. They are creative. And they are 1,000,001 things just because they have passion for changing Africa for the better. So I would like to check in if our first speaker was in. We had a conversation with her late evening. She had unfortunately, her daughter was sick, but she was to give us an update if she will make it. Is Miss Shina Rekundalia in? Is Shina, our first speaker, in? All right, if she is not in, we're going to take this moment and welcome one of our students, Miss Dr. Lucy Manyara. I'd like us to talk to the world because this is a clip that is going to be shown outside there. I'd like us to tell the world just by answering this very simple question. I'd like to know from you, Daktari, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, we'd like to give you this opportunity to talk about artificial intelligence. So tell me, Lucy Manyara, why do you think artificial intelligence is important for the future of the African woman? Why do you think artificial intelligence is important for the future of African woman? And the reason I'm asking you that is because we've been talking about artificial intelligence, we've been talking about the women, or rather we've been talking about our youth, but the question is, we want to tell you and me what artificial intelligence is all about. And if they do, why is it important? Why should we care? So I'd like to give you this floor to give us the small feedback in regards to this. And please, the floor is yours, Lucy Daktari. Asante.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning again. I am excited to be here and thank you, TechMind Africa, for really giving me this brief opportunity to just hear the journey that I have been through this artificial intelligence as a woman who is not in the tech industry. So as I have just introduced myself, I am an eye specialist. But apart from that, I run an eye clinic. I'm also a lecturer in one of the medical training colleges in Nairobi. And besides that, like any other Kenyan, we always have those side hustles. So I run a furnished apartment business on the side. So before I answer that question, let me just tell you how I got into TechMind Africa. And just as I've said before, I am a lecturer in one of the medical training colleges. And when COVID-19 hit the world, we all went virtual. We all ran home. We all went virtual in teaching. It was unlucky at first because we had not really done a lot of online teaching before. We had done so little. So until this pandemic, we were just doing the physical teaching because we had all the structures in place. So when we went virtual, it was a bit tricky for us because we didn't have an idea whether students were attending class or who we are really teaching. And when we gave exams, we were really not sure who was sitting those exams. Is it the real students or was it someone else? And so as I was going around looking for solutions to all this, I just stumbled on TechMind Africa, and there was this program that they were promising. And so I jumped right in. And so as we went on, I realized some of the problems we were having as an institution could be sorted out by not just the virtual space, and even in the physical space. For example, when we do teach, we use manual registers. Students come and register, they have attended this session. And sometimes you can see the students are really not true to their word because you see the class that is half full, but when you look at your register, attendance register, it's ticked, it's all. So there was nothing we could really do because otherwise you spend so much time trying to see who is not in or who is in the class. But then as we went on, I realized some of these things, we could use artificial intelligence to sort this out simply by facial recognition. In the medical field, artificial intelligence has been used in many ways in diagnosis, setting patients' appointments, medical stock keeping, informing when certain machines maybe are out of place or out of order or when they need to be serviced. And this removes so much frustration and devastation when machines just break, when someone is just right there in the need of this. And also as well as setting appointments for patients. And that would really reduce, even in an individual level, what if an artificial intelligence application can tell you what and when you need to see a doctor and which doctor to see, and when they need to check up on your problem? That would really reduce a lot of anxiety, give some peace of mind, as well as give us early diagnosis, treatment, and everybody goes home happy. So in each of these industries that I work in, that is medical, the training, and also my side hustle, which is hospitality, I see a lot of applications of artificial intelligence. And when we first started doing this project, I was a bit confused because I was torn between where do I apply artificial intelligence, because I could see the applications across the board. So now back to the women. Women are really the caregivers all across, whether it's at home, it's at the medical institutions, it is at the hospitality industries. So if we could automate some of these processes and just have machines that can really, maybe, for example, at home, if you can have a machine that really can plan for you, can make a meal long before you get home, what would that mean for women? It then would mean that women would really free their time to even do things that they really need to do. For example, just being with your child, just having memories and time to teach your child certain values in life. And so apart from automating, we can also free time to attend to so many other things. And when we do free time, as women. We then get other opportunities, because when you have a block of time, believe you me, you can learn so much. You can go to other fields and learn some more and venture into other opportunities. So for me, as I conclude, it has been a great journey in the artificial intelligence, and I think this is just a beginning. So AI has and is continuing to cause a lot of disruption. It is already causing disruption, so we better take it in. That is going to cause a lot of disruption. And so for women who are here and who are not here, this is a golden chance. The opportunities are beckoning, the opportunities are there. So let's get there, learn, and then apply intelligence in all areas of our operations. So thank you so much. Back to you, Joanne.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Manyara. That was comprehensive and that was diverse. I would like to read some of the comments from the chats. And I can see from Jane, the future is in safe hands. Well done to the TechMindset Africa students. Thank you. I can also Lilian Kimani, we hear you. To all, I admire the project work on directed towards making a positive impact. Asanteni sana, thank you. If you have any questions as we move forward, I'd like you to put it in the chat. If you feel like you want something answered immediately, just raise your hand in the button below. You can see the part of reactions. Just raise your hand and ask any questions or give any comments. I would like to acknowledge the presence of Microsoft I can see presence of Microsoft. I can see the presence of Dr. Maura. Dr. Maura, karibu. I can see the presence of Professor Kingoria. Karibu sana. I can see the presence of Kenya Institute Management. Karibuni. I can see the presence of our partner at TechMindset, Mr. Shyam Rasidan. Would you want to greet the crowd?
Hey, hello everyone.
Shyam is our partner. Please go ahead.
Hello everyone. Thanks for the introduction, Joanne. Very happy to meet everyone here, and it's a pleasure that we are going the right direction in providing the right kind of vision for the students and for Africa at large, in helping them with the right tools and technology that is going to change the change how we work and live, and add value to the environment and to the people. So really happy that we are working in that direction, and really happy that the solutions that are coming out of this event or the courses and cohorts that we are conducting are are enabling the right kind of people as well. So congratulations to everyone who's graduating, and I look forward to more and more events like this in the future.
Absolutely. Thank you, Shyam. Thank you for that. I would also like to acknowledge the presence of our former students, Stacy, Beryl. If I don't mention you, just know I can see you and we acknowledge you. And I'd also like to acknowledge the presence of Madam Joanne Jelimo. I can see you strong in the crowd. Asante sana. I'd like to acknowledge the presence of Mr. Osano. We can see you in Karibu sana. Allow us to move on to our next agenda so that we can have Professor Jadesola speak. But before we do that, I'd like to give the honors to Dr. Lucy Manyara. Please introduce the professor as we begin.
Thank you, Joanne, for this opportunity to introduce Dr. Jadesola Emmanuel, who is an assistant professor of software engineering. Dr. Emmanuel has more than 27 years experience in the field of computer science. She has been a senior lecturer in various universities like the USIU in Kenya, the Brigham University in Nigeria, amongst many others. She has also been a pioneer in artificial intelligence at the United States University, driving the curriculum policies to success. So welcome, Dr. Emmanuel. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Dr. Lucy. I'm trying to put on my video. Can you hear me? Okay. Yes, thank you very much, Dr. Lucy. I want to say a big congratulations to Ms. Joanne and to African TechMindset Africa. I want to say a big congratulations for this graduation program. And I want to appreciate TechMindset for what they are doing and for bringing me up on this program. Dr. Lucy, I want to say that we share the same passion, because one major thing I also have been looking forward to is to have a robot cooking for me. And I've discussed it with my students, and we are still in that research. So I think we need a collaborative work to get that out. So if it is on the mind of, that means it's on the mind of everyone. Artificial intelligence is the way forward. So we are welcome to today's meeting. Now, I've been asked to speak on the need of women in artificial intelligence. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen, Professor.
Yes. So first of all, I like to meet my audience. How many males do we have here and how many women do we have here? How many men do we have and how many women do we have here? If you are a woman, just indicate by raising up your hand. Let me see that in the chat. Let me see that in the participants. Okay. If you're a woman, raise up your hand. Raise up your hand if you're a woman. Is that all? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Including me, 10. Out of it, how many participants? Out of about 27 participants, right?
Yes.
So we have about 10 women. Okay, that is nice. This is also 9 participants raised up their hands. Yes, including me, making 10. Right, I'm a woman. So the issue is still there. The issue is still there. So we are looking at the future and the importance role women need to play in the evolution of artificial intelligence. This is still there. Now, when I was trying to put up this slide, yes, I needed a slide that was going to show artificial, something technical, and it's like, I said, okay, I know that I've been looking at books in artificial intelligence. I've been looking at things in artificial intelligence, but I see that it's like blue is the color for artificial intelligence, of which I chose this blue theme. Of course, and when I got there, I could see something, intelligent, something technical. I said, yes, this looks like it. But at the end of the day, I got to the slide I was talking about. I was going to be talking about women, and I needed something to depict that it is time for the women. And I couldn't get any pink slide. I couldn't get, any color theme that was looking feminine. Can anybody help me? What should I have done, or where could I have gotten that? Can anybody help me? Hello, can anybody help me out? Did I do something wrong, or was I looking in the wrong place in PowerPoint? You can put down your hands as women. Please put your hands together for the women in the house. Put your hands together for the women in the house. The men in the house, you're welcome. So I was asking a question, what should I have done, or where could I have located it? I was looking for a female team, but I just couldn't get one on PowerPoint. What went wrong? Anybody wants to help me?
Professor,
Are
maybe
you
we
trying
can
to?
pick randomly. Yes, Shyam, please go ahead.
No, I was just trying to
Yes.
say that you should click on the
Okay.
design tab. Somebody has put it on the chat.
Somebody has put it on the chat.
Yeah.
I could have tried to check under design tabs. Yes, I checked under the design tabs. Of course, there were different color teams, but all the team, there was nothing really appealing to me as feminine. I checked under the design tab and I just couldn't get that. And that is the same thing we are saying, and that is the same thing that is represented here. Now, artificial intelligence, as we know, and as has been explained to us, is simply making our machines to do things that human intelligence will do. Simply making machines do the things that human intelligence will do, such as expert systems. An expert system is a system that is, mimicking human intelligence in doing one thing or the other in a particular field. An expert system for diagnosing malaria will mimic the human intelligence, picking up symptoms and be able to tell you this person likely has malaria, this person doesn't have malaria. In the area of speech recognition, natural language processing, we can see a lot of that in most of our systems that we're using today. You can speak to Microsoft Word and it's typing what you're saying. It's recognizing your speech. Natural language processing, you can speak to your Siri. Siri responds to you. It is processing your language and it is also recognizing your speech and different aspects, machine vision, different aspects that AI is involved in. And the good news is that AI has come to get involved in every aspect of our lives. For instance, if you have not related with your phone for about 1 hour, how do you feel? Anybody want to tell me? You have not related with your phone, or you have not back out a message has come in or something. How do you feel? Are we here? How do you feel? Somebody should tell me, how do you feel?
I feel disconnected.
Yeah, you feel disconnected. You wonder, is my phone missing? How come I've not, that means your phone, you have become emotionally attached to your phone. You have become emotionally attached. So when you've not interacted with it for 1 hour, you feel somehow, what is wrong? Something is going wrong. Or is it missing? That means there's something about that phone that has become really part of you. True or false? Is that true? Let us have responses.
Yes,
Let it be
is.
interactive. Yeah. So AI is not only transforming the way we live and communicate, but it is changing the way almost every industry around the world is operating. Almost every industry is being affected. Every industry is applying AI to whatever we are doing. We listened to Dr. Lucy. We've listened to a handful of projects. Those are just simple projects here and there, but worldwide, every industry is going into AI because everybody needs a solution. Everybody needs a relief. Everybody needs a relief, and manpower is even getting to a point that people don't really want to do repetitive and menial jobs. So we are trusting AI to handle that side for us while we face the more technical things. So AI is already enriching and increasing the number of areas in our life, and it is important to keep up to diversity because AI is already, part and parcel of our lives. It is important that AI keeps up with diversity. Diversity is very important because we are in a global world and the world has become a global village. So we need a lot of diversity. AI should be able to attend to us at our own level. What may work in the US may not work for us in Kenya. What may work in Kenya may not work exactly the same way for us in Nigeria. So we need to include diversification, and the AI side. Likewise, we need to make it human-related, human-friendly, since it is supposed to be mimicking human intelligence and it should be able to satisfy our customers. So company and that is why the AI is getting that important. And another thing is that the company and government, everybody is betting on AI, you know, for decision making in different areas and very salient areas, very important area like in healthcare and in policy making. The whole world is depending on AI. For instance, Facebook is counting on machine learning to help detect fake news in different places and in different demographics. So everybody, one way or the other, we are depending on AI and we are looking forward to AI. But the issue there is that there's an obvious gender gap problem in AI. Like I illustrated when I asked that if you're a female in this graduation today, indicate. And lo, we are just 10 out of 27 participants. That really shows that there's less representation of women in AI. There is less representation of women, less reduction of women in representation in AI. And it's been documented that, you know, AI has suffered from this gender bias problem. That means the AI, machine learning, data science, you know, they are being dominated by males for now. Males, permit me to talk, the women are the future. We appreciate what the males are doing, but we can't go ahead without the women to bring about balanced products, to bring about a balanced future. If you are representing us, then if we are developing tools that we will use, then our thoughts, our idea, our person should be well represented in these tools. So that gap has been identified. For instance, in Google, only 21% of the technical role is filled by women. 79% goes to male. Facebook also, only about 15% of, you know, of the 22% are technical staff and 15% in leadership role. Microsoft, likewise, 27% of the workforce, we have women, 27%, and in the executive role, we have 19.3%. Those in industries in artificial intelligence. So if we can sample the three of them, then we can say that is the sample of and global with sense of class in data science and AI are women. But funnily enough, these tools are going to be used more by women. So it is an established fact that women are grossly underrepresented in the technical part of the AI development. Now, what is the effect of this gender gap? For example, the Apple Health app does not track menstruation. And menstruation is a very important thing to women. There are so many things that you need to track about the menstruation. There are so many like issues like premenstrual syndromes, postmenstrual syndromes. They are real issues to women. They are real issues to women. Hormonal imbalance, all those things, they are real issues to women. And if we have health apps that can also track that and help in that area, then we are looking at applications that have included diversification and inclusion. So in the absence of things like that, inclusion is not complete, diversity is not complete. There was also the investigation of a teenage girl who discovered that 98% of the popular games had their avatars as males. and only 46% represented females. So that means, in quotes, you have told us that these games are basically for males. You have not included the female in your representation. Then the Gartner predicts that by the year 2020, 85% of AI projects will deliver erroneous outcomes owing to the bias in in data algorithm or team responsible for managing it. What does that mean? That by 2022, most of the products we bring out are going to be biased. They are going to be male biased because only the male mindset is being represented there. The algorithms are going to be biased, and this is because of the team being represented. Now, when I was doing my PhD thesis project, I was to do something, face recognition driven AI products. Now, I had to get my own data set created because although there are different face database sets that you will see everywhere on the net, there were some blacks, but I still had to do my own black face data set. Because what the white people may call black may not be black for us. Have you seen Sudanese black? Have you seen Kenyan black? Have you seen North Nigerian black? They are different from the chocolatish. What they call black in America is not black to us. So because of this, the algorithms may not be able to read the faces well, may not be able to, get an exact color. So I had to include local content. I gather my own black face database, black skin database, to do my own work. And that is a call to us in Africa. Whatever we learn out there, whatever is being produced out there, we should be able to replicate it to represent local content in Africa, in any other parts of the world. And that is by using our own data set and by, getting our own accurate thresholds that represents our own data sets. Until we do that, we cannot really get full diversification and inclusion in AI products. It got to a time that there were products that were made, all these hand sensors, taps, that were not representing black skin. There were many products then that were not represented, because those are the things that drove me to go into developing local content. They were not, because the data set they used were mainly white. So when we're talking about including diversification and inclusion in artificial intelligence, we are talking about color, we are talking about gender, we are talking about race, we are talking about environment, ethnographic environment. Our ethnographic environments are quite different. What is obtainable in America may not be obtainable in Africa. Our social life, our traditions, our culture, they are different. And if artificial intelligence is supposed to represent us, then it needs intelligence in those different aspects of our lives, our culture, what is, deemed okay for us, what is deemed not okay for us. You understand? So artificial intelligence should be able to handle that. And women in AI research also says the field is unwelcoming and even hostile to women. Is that true? Can the men answer that for us? Is that true? Hello? Is anybody in this class? I'm a teacher, so when I'm speaking, I'm in class. Is that true? Or does a woman have anything to say concerning this? That the AI research field is very unwelcoming and even hostile to women. What can bring about that? What could have indicated that? Anybody raising up his or her hand? Well, that's the report that was given. And what could bring about it being unwelcoming and hostile is I wouldn't know. But all I've been able to bring out now is that the gender representation is very imbalanced. And of course, when you have more men, even if, and few women, even if women are trying to bring suggestions, you know, majority carries the vote most of the time. And this also, you know, this also reduces the effect of diversification and inclusion. So current AI products are displaying the theme of the people creating them, which is majorly men. And they need to reflect the truth that humankind is characterized by diversity. So women are desperately needed in AI. The lack of women in AI has actually affected the quality of products and eliminated a large proportion of potential customers. Because if your product is not solving my problem, then in particular, then I may not be attracted. So if it's solving only male biased problems, then we are going to be having males more interested in the products. So if we're going to have products that will, you know, satisfy more customers, we need to include more women. So women are needed. And studies have already proven that teams that include women are more creative, experimental, and productive than an all-male teams. These are research, you know, products that have been brought out. So boosting the gender diversity promotes and enriches exchange of vision and points of view to ensure objectivity when designing and implementing AI solutions in terms of understanding, interaction, empathy, generation of models and results. For instance, you know, a woman may be more empathetic to so many things. Now, how many of us are closer to our fathers than our mothers in this house? You are closer to your father than your mother. Can you indicate by raising up your hand? Okay, I have one. Joanne, you are closer to your father, or you wanted to say something?
Yes, no, I'm closer to my father, actually.
Okay, who else is closer to the father than the mother? So out of 26 of us, we have one person indicating closer to the father. That means 25 of us, or let's say 24 of us, we are closer to our mothers. That means the mother carries the empathy and, you know, the knowledge of the child. The knowledge of the child. That means if we are going to be representing children, even in this thing, the mother has more knowledge because she's closer to the children. She has more knowledge of what attracts the child, what the child wants, and this can only be represented when the knowledge is given. If the men don't even have this knowledge, how do they represent children? How do they represent children in their production? You get that? So women are desperately needed in AI solutions. Our role, our interactions, our knowledge, our impact, our inputs cannot be overemphasized. Women are desperately needed in the AI productions. So if we don't get women and people of color on the table, real technologies and doing real work, we will have bias system. Like I said earlier, we need both women desperately and people of color also representing different aspects of their lives in the system. Because if we don't put that in place now, trying to reverse that in a decade or two from now will be more difficult, if not impossible. So that is why we need more women to come on. We need women to come on stage. It is time for us to get the voices of women and diversity in our AI products. If we want to make the products right, and if we want to make the right products, we want to make the products right because it has been proven that technically teams that have women are more creative, and we want to develop the right products. We need more women involved because we need products that can really solve our real life problem. So Another survey, 2029, found that the teams, of course, work better with diversity and meet deadlines easier, and even work within the budgets better when they are diversified. So it is encouraged that these studies should be made available to companies. They should employ more women and get them more involved in their workforce to bring about more productivity, more creativity, and inclusion. So when we are talking about inclusion, it's not like we are advocating women's rights, but we are looking at if these products are for us, if it is for women, if it is for children, if it is for the society, women need to get involved. So women, it's our time of opportunity. It's a moment of opportunity. So if you're a woman here today, give kudos to yourself. You are in the right area. You are in the right field. And the field is really welcoming you. Because according to Webb's Future of Jobs, it is reported that the pace of technology adoption is expected to continue to increase unabatedly, significant rise in the interest in robotics and AI. And if this is the case, then it is your opportunity to get in now. Because for people that are already set in their career, thinking of reskilling or upskilling, it may be a bit difficult. Like telling somebody in our 60s or 50s to start learning how to program now, even 40s, it may be a bit difficult. But now that for the young ones that are just coming into college, coming out of college, this is the opportunity for you to get involved. You are next generation. You are the next workforce. You are the one to bridge this gap, in this gender gap in AI solutions. You are the one to do that. So it is important to bring this awareness to us. So what is the way forward? What is the way forward? Seeing the gap, seeing that women desperately needed, seeing that if we don't put these things in place now, we are going to be having difficult problems in the near future that may be more difficult to handle. So we call on, I know the representatives of Microsoft, I heard they are here, of Microsoft, of Google, of other big companies. Please get more women involved. You may say they don't have they don't have the full technicalities, but everybody gets trained along the line. The men you bring in, you also train them. And I know women are very intelligent. Forget about the distraction of childbearing and nursing of children. Women are very intelligent. If we are talking about giving to multitasking, you give it to women. Women are multitaskers and they could do wondrous things than you expect. So don't look down on women because they are, you feel they be distracted by raising children, keeping the home. For a woman to be able to keep a job, raise a child, maintain a husband, maintain a home, she's doing 4 different jobs at a time. That is a typical woman for you. So if she's doing that, if she can multitask at that level, what is in AI that a woman cannot handle? We have a handful of us in AI and we are handling it and we are doing well. So give more opportunities to women and don't look down and don't talk down on them. So it's important to bring this awareness and this bias to the people involved. And it means that we should work in tech and we need more women in the STEM industry. So get them young, right from the secondary school, the higher from the secondary school, from the colleges, from the high schools, get more women involved in coding, in things that has to do with technology. Don't think women are for arts. No, women are deep thinkers. They think rationally. They are very good also in the sciences. So get more women in the STEM industry. Get more women sponsored. Give them opportunity. Catch them young. Get more women involved in AI. Let there be scholarships, let there be opportunities, things that will encourage women to get involved in AI. In this, we need more women to mentor the younger ones, and we need these young ones to be encouraged to know that there's nothing scary, there's no lion out there. There's no lion out there. There's nothing scary. There's nothing too technical for them to understand. If they can keep the 4 rules at a time, there's nothing in AI that they cannot reason out. So we should address the gender gap in AI. Also, there's also a gender pay gap in AI, because I read that, I discovered that in some industries, men are paid 20% higher than what the women are earning in the same field. That is oppression. That is oppression. That should not be so. If they are putting in the same input, let there be equality, let there be equity. Encourage women. Encourage women. You need them. You can't go too far without them, because the eminence problem has been shown. In the nearest future now, we make bias system that will not be solving the problems. And if they are not solving the problems, then they are not useful. If they are not meeting the needs of the customers, they are not useful. And we've brought to light that women are more of the custodians of even the hearts of the children and the women and the society, because the women even relate to the society more than the men. The men are just grossly involved in their jobs most of the time. So women are more, they have a more broader horizon, which we need to bring to artificial intelligence if they are going to be solving the problems for our society. So to fulfill this growing demand, more artificial intelligence professionals, the talent pools must be increased to include candidates from a variety of gender, culture, background, ages, and ethnicity. That is the way forward in AI, because women are the future of AI. So in conclusion, what do? We have to narrow the gender gap in the technology, as is vital for so many reasons. And the most pressing being establishing and sustaining genuine equity and access to opportunity regardless of the gender. And for AI, perhaps even more vital than the future is gender diverse and more women being represented in this sector, because the technology continues to have increasing amount of responsibility and influence over daily life, of which women are more related to. So it is damaging if it reinforces gender bias and inequality rather than becoming a powerful tool in working with us in the progress of gender equity and tech in the wider society. So if we do not include what we need to include now, the women, their ideas, their opinion, we will not be solving the problem we want to be solving. So women are the future in AI. Women are the future in AI. Get more women on board with every means that we can. Let us encourage our women to come on board. Let us give them opportunity to make their mistakes and correct them. They are fast learners. Women are the future of AI. Thank you. That should be all.
Thank you, Professor. Please. Professor, a warm applause for that. Let us give her a clap. My dear one, please unmute. If you can't hear me, please unmute. Let us give her a clap. Yes, you can put the clap on the class, please. Here. Thank you very much, Professor. Professor, that was a power talk. That was a talk from a woman of purpose. That was a talk from a woman who knows what the future entails. And I know I've walked into many diverse rooms, and when you feel that the room is quiet, the way that you can hear a pin drop, there's a word to be said. So before we go on to our next session, I'd like to give this opportunity to any questions and any comments. And this I'm going to be biased, especially to I'd like to read chat for you. I think this was the point where you were asking about the design. So we had a participant who was asking, maybe the question is, what is feminine when it comes to design? What is feminine when it comes to design? So I would leave that up to you as we move down the comments.
Okay, you want me to say what is feminine when it comes to design? Now, there's something that appeals to different people. So when it comes to design, okay, I should go ahead. The line seems to be on my side, I don't know. So when it comes to design, there's something that appeals to a woman. She might want something, maybe more flowery, something pinkish, you know. So there are different themes. Like at times I even browse my phone, I want to change the theme of my phone, but I see that they're either dark, they're either, you know, they don't just appeal to me. But there's one beautiful thing, there's something so beautiful about the heart of a woman when she sees there's this cozy theme that really appeals to her. You know, I hardly see such a theme on my phone. And that was the same theme I was trying to look for when I was doing my slides. Okay, this is blue. It is, I agree that blue is for men and AI is a blue color. You know, of course, once I opened it, I knew AI was represented by blue. That already says that AI is male. You may not know the implication of these things, but they may look tiny and salient, but they are still speaking. They are still speaking. They are still speaking. That is just it.
Thank you, Professor. Absolutely agree with you. I never thought about it in that way. It is true when you search the internet today, when you click or when you Google artificial intelligence, the first color that paints the screen is blue, and blue is associated with men. But maybe that is our opinion. I'd like to hear from a man. And I know there are many comments and questions as I move down the chat. Any man, please unmute yourself. Let us get your opinion on what you think AI is. Do you think it is biased against women, or is it just our perception?
Or probably an oversight. Probably an oversight
Or
that
an
we are just
oversight.
trying to bring out. Yeah.
Absolutely. Please unmute. We'd love to hear from your end. If you're not able to, please put it on the chat. But allow me just to pick on anyone that I see. I saw Mr. William. Are you there, Mr. William? Okoma, yes, I can see you. You want to say something?
Yes, I'm here. Thank you so much, John. I know we have known each other like a couple of months ago, and I appreciate to be part of this session. First of all, because I'm a data scientist and I teach data science, and basically I just want to echo on what Dr. Emmanuel has said. Basically, like when you get most of the artificial intelligence algorithms, mostly are biased. And as he said, like when it comes to, in terms of between men and women, they are biased against women, which maybe I can't dispute, especially right now. You can see like most of the girls are also taking the same course when it comes to artificial intelligence. So meaning, despite the fact that maybe we might be having bias, but girls have realized they have to reduce that gap, which is a good thing. So basically, as the time goes, I know with the time, we might be having more girls in this sector, or even more than men. So that was just my contribution. And thank you so much for your insight. I have learned a lot. Thank you.
Thank you. I look forward to that. I look for more women on board.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm being told that my voice is distorted. Am I clearer now? Can you hear me?
Still not yet. Still not clear.
Yeah, it's still a bit distorted. You might need to log out and log in again and see. Yeah. But let the next person be speaking first.
All right. How about now?
Okay, it's better now.
Yeah, it's clear now.
It's better. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for that. All right. Thank you. I knew where the smoke there's fire, I'd like to give another man an opportunity also to tell us about artificial intelligence and the world of women. Do you think it's just our perception, or do you think that could be true and maybe the world needs to move towards, including women in the AI space? I'd love to hear this from one more person, a gentleman preferably. A gentleman preferably. Okay, I can see Daktari, your hand is back. I'll get back to you. Allow me to get feedback from a gentleman. Professor G.K. Kingoria, can you hear me? Professor, can you hear me? All right, allow me to go as, I don't think Professor can hear me. Allow me to go to Mr. Osano. Mr. Osano, would you like to tell us something about artificial intelligence and the role they play in the world? Is it biased? Is it perceptive? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can, Joanne. Thank you for your invite. My opinion as to whether AI is biased would be that it actually isn't. I suppose as a field, from the onset, it may have been begun perhaps by the male gender, and it's just a factor of the female gender now, quote unquote, catching up. So I don't necessarily believe that there's any hindrance to women playing their part in the field or sector. I don't believe there's any specific hurdle or hesitance from men to allow ladies play a role in it. So I suppose my take on it at the end of the day is that it's a challenge on women to take it up and make their contribution in, or rather make your contribution in the field, really. And actually,
thank you. Oh, sorry.
Sorry, just
sorry,
to make an
go
additional,
ahead.
yeah, so just to make an additional point, I'm in the banking space, and as well aware, AI, fintechs, digitization is really not necessarily taking over, but it's becoming more and more prevalent, so to speak. And incidentally, the head of engineering in my workspace is a lady. So we actually see ladies playing a more direct role in driving AI in current times. So well done to you.
Thank you.
Professor, do you have something to say?
No, I don't have much to say. What I want to say is that it's not like we are saying that AI is biased, but what we are trying to bring to the notice of people is that in the nearest future, we're going to be having products that are representing only male mindsets if we don't get more women on board now. It will not be solving the problem of the society. So as they are said, men is difficult. Myself here today in the wrong place. I get distracted. AI is for you. You are the future of AI. That is it for women. And like he has said, the men I think they are around to encourage us. They are not going to discourage us. They are not going to shut the door against us. So please, let us walk straight in and take the bull by the horn.
Absolutely. Absolutely, Professor. Let us take the bull by its horns. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Osano. Thank you, Mr. Okomba. An absolute pleasure to hear from Professor Jadesola, an educated and knowledgeable lady and woman in artificial intelligence and software engineering. We honor you and we really appreciate your nuggets of wisdom. As a matter of fact, we also have some comments from the crowds applauding you. Allow me just to read them. We have, thank you, Dr. Desola Emmanuel, Professor of Software Engineering at USIU. Truly, AI is changing the way almost every industry operates, and we definitely need more women involved in AI. Absolutely, that is well in. Thank you, Jane. Amazing nuggets. Amazing nuggets from Miss Mombua, and also we have from Lillian Waura. Wow, thank you, Professor. The future is women in AI. Here from, I think this is from Dr. Maura, Dr. Lillian Maura. Do we have a gender policy for more women inclusion in technology? Maybe you can have that one question and then we move on to the next session. Do we have gender policy for more women inclusion in technology?
Presently, I don't know of any, but it would be good to put it like, well, I know in Kenya, for instance, we have the ACPO, that is for contracts. So if we could also have that in, employment policies for AI industries, for, technological industries, that will also go a long way. That if you are employing 10 people, at least you should make 4 or 5 to be women. That's if they put policies like that too, in the industries, it will go a long way. Because when they come in, no matter what, you'll be able to train them. And the thing is that women are more reliable. They don't even move jobs the way men do. They are more stable hands. So we look forward to such policies.
Professor. Thank you. I know we really do look forward to such policies, especially starting with Kenya. It's coming at a very fast rate, and then it is a solution. So we need policies at government level in place. I agree with you, Professor, and thank you, Lillian, for that question. All right, so to our next session, we are moving closer to the graduation of our ladies in artificial intelligence. But before we do that, I would like to call one of the students. And the reason I did this is because when it comes to artificial intelligence, we tend to overthink sometimes. And kindly note, this is just my opinion. It could be different from someone else. We tend to overthink, then we start thinking about so many things. We start thinking about our, the Google industry, start thinking about the Microsoft, which is good. They are the pioneers of artificial intelligence. But the question is, as Africa, let us move back, take steps back, and try to understand how do we manage artificial intelligence to create solutions for African challenges. And in the world, based on research, and this is not my, this is out there. Africa is known for what? When you ask anyone who does not know anything else but one thing about Africa, what would that be? Just maybe someone can put it on the chat or unmute. What are we known for? When you talk to anyone outside Africa, what do they say Africans do the best? Anyone? I can see people saying agriculture. Another one, corrupt leaders. What we do the best, yes, absolutely true. Corrupt leaders, absolutely true. Agriculture, those are both extremes. So thank you for that. Raw materials, Mr. Wambua, thank you. Thank you for that. So that is true. And the question is, how do we create artificial intelligence solutions to either curb corruption leaders or enhance agriculture? And allow me to focus on the latter, that is agriculture. How do we use prosper agriculture, food systems that are more efficient in the future? So as a result, I would like to introduce one of our students who conceptualized a project in agriculture using artificial intelligence, especially in the poultry sector. And that was very commendable. I would like to hear from you, Grace. Grace, if you can hear me, allow me to ask you one question as a student who is knowledgeable in the sector of agriculture. How do you think artificial intelligence will impact the future of agriculture in Africa, at least in the next 10 years? How do you think artificial intelligence will impact the future of agriculture, at least in the next 10 years? Other than Grace answering, maybe as an audience, we can put our comments on the chat how you think artificial intelligence would improve agriculture in the future. Grace, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Joanne. I really appreciate for this opportunity. Good morning once again, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. So first and foremost, I want to take this opportunity to thank TechMindset for this opportunity and for empowering me as a woman. Thank you. So to the question, as we all know, one major challenge facing Africa is providing food security for its citizens. AI and cloud technology can be used to monitor soil, climate changes, and much more that will help make better decisions on when, where, and how much to plant farm. An example of this is a mobile platform developed by a team of Microsoft developers, where farmers access information on pest, soil diagnosis, market prices, and much more. By using smart tools and platforms for precision farming, predictive weather patterns, and maximizing the use of scarce water resources, and by harnessing ag-tech, we can help solve the issues around food security to meet the United Nations Sustainable Goal of zero hunger and enhance economic development. So I see a food secure Africa and an economically stable Africa. Back to you, Joanne.
Thank you, Grace. We're talking about automation in the food systems. Just maybe a follow-up question, Grace. When you talk about automation in the food industry, what do you mean? Are we talking about machines automation? Are we talking about land automation?
Okay, currently, am I audible?
Yes, you are, Grace.
So yes, currently, everything in farming is, especially in Africa, is known to be done manually. And this has its own effects. So when I talk of automation, I talk of machine automations, like we can have machines detecting of the soil fertility, the type of soil in a land, in a farm. Sometimes you find farmers going to losses because they planted a certain crop, but in an area that the soil was not right for that crop. So this is what I'm talking about. I'm talking about machines detecting pests and giving the right guidance on the right pesticides to be used. Not too much, not too little, not pesticides that are going to damage our crops. I'm talking about our machines giving us information of the market out there, because sometimes we tend to farm, but whatever we are bringing out to the market, that's not what the market is expecting. That is not what the people out there are expecting. So this is what another area I'm talking about. I'm talking about automation and using machines in detecting climate changes. Sometimes, or currently, we're used to going by what we used, like in June, this as in, sorry, not in June, but this is the times you're supposed to plant because this is when we're expecting the rainfalls. But we don't know if the rainfalls are to come. So we find our farmers going to planting, and then unfortunately the rains fail to come, and woo, they go to losses. So if we have machines detecting all this, I believe we'll plan ahead. We'll know the right time to do what and how to do it. Yes. Back to you, Joanne.
Thank you. Thank you, Grace. Thank you for making that clarification. And yes, just to reiterate on what you have talked about, artificial intelligence as a tool to gain more knowledge on how food systems or agricultural systems would work best. Thank you for those nuggets of wisdom. I really appreciate you for that information. All right. So thank you. We are moving closer to appreciating our ladies. And as I was speaking to the ladies yesterday, one of them said, Joanne, I think I want to communicate to the audience through a song. So I said, that is great. And this is what we are all about. Let us show ourselves in the areas that we're strong at. I would like to give this opportunity to one of our students who is going to sing us a song. I wonder what it's all about. Is it about artificial intelligence? Is it about a woman? Is it about a mother? Is it about the world? I am very curious. The beauty about this, I did not hear it at all myself. So I'd like to give this room to our very own Diana Asubila. Diana Asubila, are you ready?
Thank you, and welcome everyone, our guests, and my fellow students. Welcome once again. Thank you so much, Joanne, for welcoming me back on stage. We are just going to present a short chorus of how God helped us through this journey when we began until now we are graduating, and we are appreciating God, telling him that he made a way. Yeah, just a short chorus. Yeah, Stella will help me. You made a way when our backs were against the wall, and it looked as if it was over. You made a way, and we're standing here only because you made a way. And we're standing here only because you made a way. Thank you.
Please let us unmute and clap for these young ladies for that beautiful, wonderful song that holds a very strong message. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Diana. Thank you very much. Stella, thank you very much. That was beautiful. And it shows us really amongst everything that we do, God has already made a way before you move that path. So thank you for reminding us that he has made a way for you and he is making a way for each and every one of us. We appreciate you, Diana and Stella. Asante Sana. All right, DJ, do we have the music to start the certification? DJ, do we have the music? We would like to take this opportunity as the team is getting us relaxed into getting to the session of giving the certificate, is to thank our students, because I don't think I will have this opportunity again, is to thank each and every one of you for believing in TechMindset Africa, for believing that artificial intelligence is the future, for believing every single time we came into contact with each other that artificial intelligence is your future, and for believing that the journey that we are creating and the platform that we are creating was enough for you to jump on and make it possible and creative to show the world what you're made of, because we made it so. Would like to appreciate Diana Subila, would like to appreciate Stella, would like to appreciate Dr. Lucy, would like to appreciate Evelyn, would like to appreciate Grace, would like to appreciate Isabel, and every other reinvent lady who has proved that artificial intelligence can be implemented, or more so, with a woman. That is humbling to me, and I believe you've opened ways to many more women in the future. And it is to this regard that I'd like to offer the certification of the completion of the Reinvent program by certifying the first person, Diana Rachel Asubila. Congratulations. We hereby confer upon you the certificate of completion of the Reinvent program in artificial intelligence for the future woman.
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. I wanted to tell you, please put on your video and say something, and you have. Thank you. To the next person, we'd like to offer the certification of completion to Evelyn Kahungu Kihara, wherever you are. We appreciate you and we thank you for taking part in the certification of the application of artificial intelligence for the future woman. All right, thank you. We'd like to go to the third certificate. Congratulations to Grace Nyawera. Grace Nyawera, we hereby confer upon you the certificate of completion of the Reinvent program in the application of artificial intelligence for the future woman. Congratulations, Grace.
Thank you, Joanne. Thank you. I'm really humbled.
You are welcome. To our next certification, would like to confer upon the certification to Stella Okwama Ochieng. Stella Okwama Ochieng, congratulations for completing the Reinvent program in the application of artificial intelligence for the future woman.
Thank you so much, Joanne.
Congratulations, Stella. Thank you. And to the certification, to Dr. Lucy Manyara.
Thank you.
Dr. Lucy Manyara, congratulations. We hereby confer upon you the certificate of artificial intelligence.
Thank you, appreciate it.
I can't hear claps from the crowd. Excuse me, Daktari, thank you. All right, to our next certificate, please. To Madam Mrs. Ruth Mumbua Wambua, congratulations for the completion of the Reinvent program in artificial intelligence. We are proud of you, Ruth. Congratulations. We'd like to see your face. Where are you? Thank you. And to our final student, I think we had already given Stella Okwama Stella Okwama, the Zoom likes you. We will still congratulate you again. Congratulations, Stella, for the completion of the Reinvent program of artificial intelligence. Thank you
so much
very much. All right, I'd like us to have a screenshot with the audience. I'd like us to have a screenshot with the audience. Please, yes, thank you. Let us have a gallery view. I'd like us to have a screenshot with the audience, with our students. Like you to all put your videos on. I'd like to have and share a moment with our students. So videos on, please. Videos on, so that let us smile into the camera. Wamaida, you've got this? Okay, thank you. By the power invested in TechMindset Africa in artificial intelligence, we would like to officially confer upon you and congratulate you on acquiring the certification and understanding the basics of artificial intelligence for the future woman. In your future endeavors. Smile for the camera, please. Beautiful smiles. Thank you. Thank you. Asanteni sana. So let us head to session. Professor, you lit it up with your nuggets of wisdom. We thank you so much for the audience participating, giving us insightful information, their opinions, what they think. And I believe that is the spirit of Africa, and it starts with us. Now, to the end of the program, I would like to invite our student, Mrs. Wambua Ruth. Please give us a vote of thanks as we close the session.
It's still good morning, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It is.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, it's an immense honor to deliver the vote of thanks to this event for everybody who's assembled here. On behalf of TechMind Africa, I would like to express my gratitude to the honorable chief guests and our invited guests and the participants and the graduates as well. I know multitasking is not easy. Being some of us are mothers and we work, and yeah, it's not easy, and we have parallel classes. But yeah, this far we thank Joanne for holding us and encouraging us as well. Being that tech is something that is not for women, we are encouraged, and then we feel that we are going to blow this thing away. We are grateful, very grateful to TechMind and for everybody who participated. So I think we've all gotten great nuggets, right? And Professor, asante sana. Asante sana. We are sure we shall visit USIU to get more nuggets. So much appreciation. Much appreciation. God bless and stay safe. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mumbua. Thank you for that vote of thanks. We appreciate you as well. Now to our last session as we close, let us have closing remarks from our very own Isabel Jepto. Isabel, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Joanne. Once again, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to conclude today's proceedings humbly with a few words. First and foremost, I would like to encourage each and every one of us to be courageous. Try to remember the reason for your optimism and never be afraid to ask for help. Follow your curiosity and instincts wherever they lead, and broaden your knowledge by reading as much as you can. Embrace opportunities to collaborate, as it is the key to our success as a society, and it helps us grow as individuals. Be bold and take risks, and don't let the fear of failure stop you. Failure is part of life, and it's also another way to learn. Above all, enjoy what you do, take pleasure and satisfaction in what you achieve. Have a grateful soul, and let us let us use the knowledge that we have acquired to learn every situation and leave it better than we arrived. I would like to acknowledge the entire Reinvent My Tech Mindset Africa institution. Thank you for your selflessness, your patience, your kindness, and your understanding from the time we commenced our studies until now we are graduating. May your baskets be full always. To our guest speakers, Dr. Jadesalo Emmanuel, thank you for accepting the invitation to be our guest speaker this morning. Truly, you have inspired us by your warm and motivating speeches. May God bless you abundantly.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Sorry, please.
To our
My
invited
apologies.
guests and friends present, thank you very much for finding time in your schedule to come celebrate this event with us here today. Blessings upon blessings. To my esteemed fellow graduates, our hard work and dedication to achieve what we have today is commendable. Let us remember that money is earned and spent, but experiences and wisdom through dedication, hard work, and strong faith will take us places and give us happiness that no amount of money can buy. Congratulations to all of us, and for that, good day, God bless, and Godspeed. Thank you. Back to you, John.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Sorry, on my end, the voice was not very clear, but I have heard you. Thank you very much, Isabel. Allow me to pass on my sincere apologies to your certificate. We did not share it, but I would like to share that now. Isabel, you are part of us. Congratulations, the completion of the Reinvent program in artificial intelligence. We adore you. Asante sana.
Thank you so much.
All right, to the ladies and gentlemen, we officially close the Reinvent program graduation on a high note. Thank you, thank you, thank you very much for making time and being part of these wonderful ladies who are taking charge of their future. Remember, she is driven, she is knowledgeable, she is ambitious, she is a woman, and she is the future. Asanteni sana. Thank you, thank you.